Welcome to week 4 of what is it? What are we in? Season 16 of CMSA's League of Legends. We're so excited to have you watching tonight. We're excited to be playing this evening. I'm excited to make a return into watching Pearl play. We've got two awesome teams taking on first. They've already jumped into drafting, but before we really get started, let me introduce my co-caster for the evening, none other than John. Hello, welcome to the broadcast.
Hello. Thank you. First time, so I'm excited to be here. Um, Obviously, I am the leader of or director of Pearl at the moment, so am excited to watch these players play and not to have to play against them for once.
And everyone watching you, if you love John as much as I do, you can do a huge favor by always making sure that you tell him that you're going to be here on league night nice and early so we don't have to scramble last minute to find subs. Because we almost lost you tonight. We almost had to have you fill in, but luckily you're here on the broadcast.
It was close. It was close.
Well, let's focus on some League of Legends. What do you I love this because you play with these guys every week. What can you tell me about these two teams? So on the left, we have what who do we have on the left? We've got Kaisa's Kittens, and they'll be taking on Brahms Babes.
Correct. Um, so immediately I can tell the Diana ban is for the Mithra. Shen ban is for Spriggan. Spriggan's very good at Shen. The Amumu ban, um, obviously for Riley, but also Amumu right now. It's really strong. Um, Great lockdown. The passive is so good with all the AP damage right now. Mel might be a permanent ban all night. Based on how the players were talking earlier before the game started, they're all a little suspicious of how strong Mel is right now. Seraphine and Seraphine for disc is a classic, and the Vel'Koz definitely going to shrimp wheels. The Tristana, a classic of Captain Felch. There are a lot of good picks right now.
I know that's a very strong bot lane, presumably bot lane for the Kaisa's Kittens. They've got Tristana Leona. I mean, especially an immobile Twitch, I feel like the ADC of Brahms Babe is going to have a lot on their hands.
Definitely. What all do you know about our ADC on the right side?
Okay, so we've got on Brahms Babes, we've got what is it? Goval's
Mithra?
Deep, Mithra, Riley, Spriggan, and Nameless, R5 of the Dose. A friend of mine loves to, honestly, will play everything. He's one of those. Him and I have very different approaches to League of Legends. I will sit and I'll play 50 straight games of one champion to really master, and I'll be terrible for the first half of that. Um, and I'll really try to commit to like mastering one champ. Whereas I don't know that he's ever played more than one champion for like 3 games in a row. He just always is moving around, so it's pretty much impossible to ban out. Plays very aggressive, but so I'll be, I think if he's listening and I have any tips, it is try to play safe. You don't gotta die. He can definitely pump out damage. So Twitch Karma is the bot lane. Well, maybe no, it could be I guess Twitch Maokai down there as well. Actually, that's perhaps more likely here. No, Twitch Karma, I bet. Twitch Karma in the bot lane. Maokai jungle? Orn top, Victor mid? I don't know. I don't know. I never try to guess where these teams are going, but I will see.
That that sounds about right. Rico and Jarvan, I have faced that before. He's very good at ganking. Victor for Mithra, pretty good. He picked it up more recently than something like a Diana or Katarina, but he's become very proficient at it. It's kind of like an Oriana type champ where you just play lane somewhat safe, and then late or mid game you just randomly half HP with one ability. Very good, especially right now with how strong Victor is.
Let me say,
I like the Karma.
yeah, tell me about Karma.
Karma, if you if Nameless plays aggressive, I think Karma's a great champion to pair with that, with all the shielding and the poke to let you all in after they're half HP.
One of the things I love here, I think the pick that I want to watch this game is going to be Jarvan and Rico on Jarvan because I you have on the opposite side Brahms Babes. They've locked in kind of some immobile carries. Twitch has no way to get out of that cataclysm. Victor, no way to get out of that cataclysm. So if Jarvan is able to find the back line, I think that the whole team can follow very quickly. Kled can help run them down. Leona can help run them down. Tristana's ready to jump in and just blow someone up. There's so much like just pick and lockdown coming out of Kai'Sa's Kittens that I don't know how Brahms Babes is gonna really what options they really have. They're gonna have to use their speed and their distance. Victor needs to keep the distance and Twitch needs to stay invisible because if they find you and you're face checking, goodbye.
Oh, definitely. One thing I am interested about is I see Kled with shrimp wheels and Vel'Koz on Austin or Trashy Twink,
Yeah.
and that is not something I expected. Shrimp wheels is a very well-known Vel'Koz enjoyer, so I'm surprised to see that's how the two champs went.
Oh,
But
interesting. Okay, I didn't realize that Shrimp Wills was known for the Vel'Koz. So maybe just maybe a matchup that they didn't want to play or something happened in there. I'll have to maybe we can pull someone in for an interview. I'd love to hear what the thought process was behind that early pickup.
yes, definitely. Also, one interaction which I do not know how it will go is Jarvan Wall. How does Ornn charge work with Jarvan Wall? Because I know Ornn can break like a Nivea wall, but I have no idea how it works with Jarvan.
No, you can definitely rip right through it, and that might be something that they're gonna have to kind of play around. That's one way to kind of rescue the back line if Ornn is on top of them. So cannot forget about that. And also, they do have a lot of disengage. Karma, Maokai, Ornn can lay down, and even Victor. They have so much disengage from this team. So if Kai'Sa's Kittens don't find it, it could be kind of a challenge for them to go forward into this game and actually pick something up.
Agreed. Ooh, I need to get my giveaway tickets. That's
Oh,
I
okay. You probably know more about that than I do, to be quite honest. I see so many people
oh
this redeeming your giveaway tickets. Yeah, we're coming up on the end of the month, so redeem those giveaway tickets. It's all this. I think it's a bunch of Zoot merchandise here, which
it
is gonna
is.
be fun.
It's a notebook, a hat, and a T-shirt of your choice in terms of size.
Okay.
And I enjoy me a ball cap, so I'm looking forward to having a chance to win one of those.
So we go into this loading screen. I'm not gonna click anything. Last week I was so unlucky in clicking the client and it crashing, so I'm just going to be patient and wait. Everyone's staring at the red screen. It's better than staring at the black screen.
True, true. Press the attack twitch. Do you like that better than lethal tempo?
So I do. I don't know if I would have taken it in this game, but I do prefer press the attack for a variety of reasons. Mostly because just the damage that it gives you is so great. And it looks like they have loaded in. Are you seeing this,
I am,
John?
yes.
Perfect. Let me switch it over so everyone else can also see it. And we are on the Rift. Kaiser's Kittens taking on Brahms Babes in game number one.
Ooh, you have Ornn in the bot lane right now. Or bot jungle. Looking for a stave off one of those early invades. Jarvan on a ward.
Okay, so now they've all sort of spread out. Oh, let me fix that scoreboard. Felch and Disc 100 in that bot lane are going to be so brutal. I mean, I think the early edge here is if you can get onto Twitch, you can just get popped immediately. Now, I'm also curious to see what the junglers are going to do because both these junglers have pretty good, just like three camp ganks or early ganks, and that has definitely been a theme at the start of this season. So they provide a
Yep.
leash here in the bot lane, so a little bit of a different look from either side.
I'll bet you Mithra and Trashy Twink, because they're very good friends, decided we're going mid together and we're gonna duke it out.
Oh, is
And that's what
that is that why we see this? Well, Trashy Twink
I
taking the early edge in this matchup. Mithra already low, but does have that level. We'll have to keep an eye on that matchup. Or level 2 also claimed in the bot lane. And the babes, mad respecting here as they should be early.
yes, I'm well aware of that Tristana early game and late game power. It seems they are. Ooh, dismounted already.
And now Mithra poking down the friend there. And look at that. Look who's here, Rico. But on that ward, so buying some space. Not going to be able to find anything in the mid lane.
Maokai about a camp ahead right now, already on their
Oh, Spriggan and
second
Shrimp.
mob.
Shrimp gets it on the remount.
Ooh,
Has the steed available, but doesn't want to fully commit. Too many minions.
how's the potion going? Ornn has deceptively a lot of damage, so definitely needs to be worried.
Yeah, and that Doran shield as well. So, ooh, a little drive-by again for Rico, trying to punish Mithra. But Maokai just taking advantage here. Spriggan, I think, knows of this, so has the ward down. Now can finally put this onto the turret. Oh, shrimp wheels. Very patient play here so far, but now they're in the... And the nice thing is, you don't have to worry about a bounce back wave where you're forced to come out.
Ooh,
Oh, but Felch and Disc are going to try to find something. Turning
he's
on
taking
here. Captain
HP bar
Felch,
is about even.
go ahead.
Oh,
Oh,
HP bars.
machine gun in the dose. Getting Disc pushed out, forcing the flash. Maokai's here. Rico's going to go in. Still 3v3. Couple of autos. Captain Felch is going to look for it. Goes the first bomb on a machine gun. Deuce, the dose running low. First blood going to be claimed here for the kittens. But they're going
Ooh,
to win one back as a kill goes on to the 80 carry of Brahms Babes.
no, both those kills went to the same team onto Brahms Babes.
Correct. Yes, Brahms Babes getting two there. Great counter gank. Thank you for correcting me.
Ornn is very happy in a lane against like Kled with even CS. Kled early power is not to be trifled with.
Mithra and Austin that mid game. In that mid lane, I just love every time they're trading blows to catch a piece of it.
Definitely person in a good way though. Ooh, Level 6 advantage from Joey. Mithra. Ooh, nice flash. Courage. Pumps full. Ooh. I like
Oh,
what he
Mitra
did.
going down. I love it.
He knew that he couldn't get out, so he took one down.
Oh, they're going to have a little touch of grubs here. Their move's going in. Oh, bot lane, though. They're going to claim two. Flashing forward. Double kill for the bot lane. And over the grub fight, though. The 3v3 going the way of Rico. Now, Mithra arriving after that gank to kind of push him off. So, what was that? One grub claimed here so far?
Yes, the side of bronze babes.
But 3 kills on the bot lane for Brahms Babe. So R5 the dose. Messaged me before the game, said he was a little nervous about getting on stream, but has definitely showed up early. And Twitch with that Axiom Arc rune, so strong. And, you know, I don't think I would have gone to this lane expecting to trade a lot, but I definitely think the PTA was the right move here, as that early damage has been pivotal in scoring these kills.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going collector first. Pretty good. I've always liked collector first item on ADC.
Oh, Mithra scoring the solo kill onto Austin, both so low. But in the top side here, Spriggan and Skittles forcing out Rico as they're claiming up those grubs.
Looks like Twitch might have collector.
Spriggan gonna look to 1v1 Shrimp. Is there a remount available? There is! The trusted steed has arrived just in time. Meanwhile, in the bot side, the ambush opens up, and Felch has been defeated. They're gonna go for the dive in the top lane. Are you gonna have enough damage? It's only enough to knock down Scarl, not to secure the kill. So Shrimp Wheels coming out alive on that one.
Definitely looked like the Ravenous Otacon game so far. More than likely will come out of
And now that's the one that lays all the blood roses down, right? Enhances your stats.
Correct. Satisfied with the fighting, it rewards you versus the one that wants you to fight, so it gives you a GA to encourage it.
Well, another person who wants to fight in this game is Rico, coming for the 4th time here to try to find Mithra. Flag and drag, that's a knockup. Gonna use that Cataclysm. Mithra, you can't go anywhere. Does manage to prevent Austin from getting much more there. But look at this in the bot lane. Felch and Disc 100 find a win in the 2v2, even though they're down component item. So just good timing there. Didn't quite see what led up to that. Probably just the chain of CC and the high burst. There's not much you can do if you get caught by that if you're Brahms Babes.
Yeah, and I'd imagine the bot lane of the Bronze Babes probably sitting on a lot of gold too, whereas Typhus Kittens had a back and strong in item and HP.
Yeah, certainly possible. Kind of fully spent here. About 300 gold, but they are going to have first move onto this dragon. Rat-tat-tat-tat here coming out. Rico doesn't have a flag available. Waiting for that cooldown. Is it going to come up? The first one there, the second one, it does, but catches him midair. And look at this, the Maokai takes it all the way into the red buff to score third kill. It's a complete rout in favor of Brahms Babes.
Wow. That their Bronze Babes worked very well group for objectives, and it's definitely paying off with 3 grubs and a dragon already on this side of it.
Yeah, a great call to kind of get in there and contest that. Oh, Maokai gonna try to walk away from this, but you don't walk away from Leona particularly quickly. And now that solar eclipse used, which is in the area, trading a little bit of damage back, but not enough to score that kill. They are hunting. Shrimp Wheel's now going on Kled. I think Ward will spot him out.
Bit of good shutdown goals going back to Kaisa's kittens. Definitely keeping them in the game. They feel pretty strong about the position. They don't have bad team fighting for these mid games.
Cataclysm on to Mitra in the mid lane once again. And no flash. That is no chance of survival there.
I'm really liking this Cataclysm Annihilation? What is Vel'Koz's ult called? But whatever the Vel'Koz ult layered onto Jarvan wasn't very good.
Leona finds the route onto this Twitch, but unfortunately Felch was not able to commit, having just lost the trade into this now fully collector of the dose here.
Looks like Feats goes over to Bronze Babes off of their collection of the last set of grubs.
You gotta be careful getting collected here. Solar Flare comes down. Captain Felch gonna try to trade some quick damage, but it just is immediately 1-2 autos collect. There's another collect call coming, and Twitch is answering here. Dose getting out with 2 more kills. 8-1 for the carry of Brahms Babes.
A fed Twitch with a Karma next to him is a scary Twitch.
Maokai arriving. Wrath coming down. We're gonna try and follow up here. Gets the knock up. Shrimp Rolls goes down, and everything going right here for Brahms Babes, who's 4,000 gold up here in 14 minutes.
These have complete map control right now with the bot tower down. Mid seems to be getting a lot of attention from jungle, but that's keeping their solo lanes very small.
Oh, look who's arrived. Sneaky, sneaky here in the mid lane. Austin flashing away. So a cute little roam there. But nothing found quite yet. I'm curious if they're going to try it. It is 14 minutes, so you certainly can move your carry to the mid lane here, and it looks like that's what they're doing, which I think is the right play. Put your strongest member in the mid lane, let them be able to roam and influence the map.
Not to mention this Twitch can get everywhere invisible and just show up on either lane and just shoot you a couple times, and all your HP's gone.
A temporary mismatch in the bot lane if they want to try to bring someone, but that thought gets Spriggan on this Ornn continues so much way, and this is unfortunate for Vel'Koz now to be in this long lane. Not the member you want. Mithra's going to take advantage at long last, scoring another solo kill. And speaking of, just solo kills for every lane. Captain Felch goes onto this Twitch, has that Karma Shield, gonna actually just kill Felch with that rat-tat-tat-tat all the way down. Rico arriving, but now You are stealth. Gonna find a 500 gold shutdown. And now has Snowball's Deep caught here. Trying to turn onto this gunner, but that's gonna be 2 kills, 2 shutdowns. Scored. So that's a lot of gold. 1,000 claimed here for Kaisa's Kittens. And now they have a good opportunity to try to stop this dragon take that was in process. But Rico getting so low, he's kiting it out on this Victor. Taking down the jungle. I think we'll soon take down another. Well, instead you'll get reconstructed. Well, that was probably the break that Kaisa's Kittens needed, getting a bunch of those shutdowns and stopping Brahms Babes from getting this dragon. I'm not sure that they really still want to contest this dragon, but just slowing it down was a big thing.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold onto there.
Oh, look who's here. Felch moving forward, having to flash out real quick. That stealth is such an asset in games like this.
It's nice to have the gold on the combo of Jarvan outputs in this game.
Dragon claimed uneventfully on the bot side. The top springing gonna go in. There's the team fight. Rico goes in. He does have 4 members underneath. Austin has a flank, but no ultimate available. Felch opening up in the back line. Lasting so long. And they do find the carry here of Brahms Babe. So it looks like Kaisa's Kittens from a massive gold deficit. It's coming out ahead of this, but not if Spriggan has anything to say of this. How are you going to get through this, Orin? Your carry is dead. You have no HP to fight. They're going to try to kite it out. This 100, put the CC down. Can you break? You cannot! Another shutdown. What a turnaround. A 1-team fight for Kaisa's Kittens. I was not expecting that. What a great engage by Disc 100.
There's the power of the Leona, of pressing W and being so tanky, on top of having your Jarvan Vel'Koz combo just whacking away while you just stand there and take as much as you can before going, but surviving all that while getting food back must feel great. And this Vel'Koz is a great champion to have your gold on against a pretty tanky enemy comp with Ornn Maokai.
3 quick kills. Stealth, just stealth chained into stealth there for this Twitch. Now, Austin, you got a Karma behind you. Machine Gun Kirby arriving here. Gonna find a free route. That's gonna be everything. Dropped in a shutdown claim by Mithra and a mid tower. And right, just like that, Brahms Babe back to their rolling ways. Not done yet. Root lands. Orange. Gonna throw the train here at Shrimp Wheels Clad. 4 claimed, and are they making the call to start? Or they're trying to quickly claim this Rift Herald before it goes down, but instead they're gonna have to pull off of that. It's gonna doesn't reset at 20 now, actually. I guess it no longer does with Otacon. Baron is not gonna spawn for 25 minutes, so they'll take this, but it's kind of delaying the Otacon take, which is very, very doable right now. They're going to start it right out.
And this is the flower. You don't need to delay it for Baron. Because I've seen teams ahead delay, stall their Otacon take until Baron spawns so that they can have the ball to fight around Baron.
Oh, really? Yeah, I have not. Oh, the Doe's trying to take a greedy recall, and we'll get picked off on the way back. That's interesting, though. I had not really considered stacking that Baron buff with the Otacon buff since it doesn't last.
Yeah, and the nice thing is, even if they come to fight you on a Baron, well, you have Otacon, and if you take at least 1 or 2 of them, it's swoop you right back with Otacon after Otacon buff, and you basically get the Baron. Ooh.
Oh, the train not going to connect. Is that going to mean Felch can escape? Rico's here to help him out. They actually have 4 in the area. Spriggan may have bit off more than they can chew here. And the conductor will fall. Felch will hop forward, looking for a reset. Aggressive here, opening up on a Mithra, but unfortunately standing in that ultimate. We're going to go down to Victor. The rest of the team now arriving. First reset on that Twitch, 13 kills, you have an Infinity Edge. It's just a few auto attacks, it's all you can live. Another reset claim.
If this was a Zangy Jarvan, we would see a Frozen Heart, would be a good for the Twitch. But it looks like they're going the more damage-oriented Jarvan build, which is pretty good into a Twitch who you want to quickly kill as fast as possible.
Yeah, your only hope is to kind of blow up the backline. I don't think you're going to outlast this here. So yeah, I don't mind the decision to just go full send, full burst combo. You're going to have to sync that up with your damage dealers. So they're on the 3rd dragon here. They now know about this. Rico gonna look for a steal, I think. Teleport arriving. Thinking about it, going in a little late. They go right onto the Twitch. They've layered it, they have the flank. Twitch is down. They're gonna try to take this fight. But instead it's Mithra putting out the DPS instead. Austin trying to do DPS while the rest of the team is down, but it's just not enough as this Victor is outputting so much damage, and ultimately, you know, even with the early pick on the 15 kills, it is not enough to win a fight. They're gonna run down Austin. Can you find one in the interim? Oh, a teleport arriving, someone's running. Hang on there, nothing available, and now Shrimp Wheels is here. Where's your HP, Shrimp Wheels? Scarl goes down, and eventually the ace is claimed. Isis Kittens, it started so well, but they could not convert.
And that's all the members down. Now Bronze Babes can push out, get vision, and they could even look for an early Baron now once it's spawned with all this tempo on the map. We're definitely seeing the expertise of Victor on Joey, and now we're also seeing how well Victor scales into the mid to late game, especially with about an item and a half. Oh, there's the Lich Bane picked up. Those autos are gonna hurt.
When you say an item and a half, it really is an item and a half, because that first Horn upgrade went to Mithra already, and now Twitch having that upgraded Collector as well. Interested that it didn't go on Infinity Edge. Usually that's what you're looking for. Baron Dance will be coming soon.
It's like we see the tier 3 Sork pen boots on Victor. So thanks. You need to be on more than one match to ready for this right now.
Maokai went all the way into the back line, following Captain Felt, just allowing this Twitch to just open up. And if no one is going on Twitch, if they don't have a threat to pop them, you are not winning a team fight against Brom. The success they've had is coming when they find a quick pick onto the carries here. They find them split apart. And instead they found it was Brom's Babes catching Kaiser's face jacket.
Rico looking for that steal, but does not manage to find an angle. Now just fighting for their life.
Well, the Baron has been claimed. The siege is on. And if you are
Um,
in Kai's kitchen, there's not much you can do. Try to slow the roll here.
yeah, and, looks like Dragon Souls coming up next for Brahms Beige.
Given the HP bars, though, I would not be surprised to see him diving, but you don't even need to dive when you have that kind of auto attack range from outside the turret. The carry is down. They might try and close this. I would be calling for it if I'm in this position. You look to try to end the game right here, right now. You have Baron. The enemy has no carry. They're moving in. The grasping roots come down. Your carry's still alive. Cataclysm can't even come down. They're trying to deconstruct the backline. That's been stopped. They have no AoE left. This could be the end of the game, but the HP bars are getting real low here. Look at him juggling the aggro. Shrimp Wheels can be the hero that they need. Scarl goes down. Kled goes down. It just melts. One kill.
One.
No Penta to be had, though. And they close it out in 27 minutes. Convincing game one here.
Strong start from Brahms Beige. They had a very strong comp with a clear view of what they wanted to do. Get this Twitch fed, strong nullifying top lane, and then a scaling mid lane too.
So when I think about that game, some of the moments that really stand out to me are just the turns in the bot lane. Getting those early kills onto that Twitch was so important. It started the snowball rolling early, and they played it so safe early on, like letting the bot lane kind of push in and just kind of saying, hey, we got a karma. We're going to wait for you to get impatient. And once you do, that's our opportunity to try to take a fight. And look at this, their opponents have also ended. And so we're going to be able to start this next game pretty soon. You want to introduce the next team?
I would love to. It is Neela's Naughties, drafted by Tiltree Clinton, with Calamity Shades, Jaybird, Jogon, and Moens. Now, I can see Jaybird mid lane, Jogon top lane, Shades might be in the jungle, Moen support, and Tiltree Clinton as ADC. That's what I would expect from a team like this. But they do have decent flexibility. Calamity Shades can really play anywhere. Tiltree Clinton on Tuesday nights typically plays ADC, but really he can play anywhere too if he wants. Moens, I've been playing with Moens a lot recently, and he's been playing a lot of support mid lane, but I've also seen him jungle, and I think I've seen him top lane occasionally. But I do expect Jogan to be probably their top laner if it's not Shades. But I expect there could be Zillion bans, Misfortune bans, Vayne and Misfortune both for Tiltree Clinton are always solid to worry about.
Yeah, I want to. Is there a way for me to look at their last game? I'd
I
have to
think
have
you
them on
can
their friends list if they're on my friends list.
correct.
Okay.
I can look that up real quick though.
Yeah, what was the composition that we saw? Because we just saw Brahms Babes play. A very standard front to back. Let's keep this hypery scaling champion alive. And they played it very well, very patient.
It looks as if I'm not showing up here. Let's look at here. Sorry. Okay. Oh, oh, I did not expect this.
Okay.
So it looks as if last game, Clinton played ADC. It was Jhin. Moens was jungle on Amumu. Calamity Shades was support on Seraphine. Jogon was top lane with Garen, and Jaybird was mid lane with Wei.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, what sticks out to me is I've played with Shades many times, and she has expressed disdain for the support role in the past. So seeing her on support Seraphine is not what I was expecting. But while they may have lost, the scorelines don't look too bad. So it looks like it might have been a close game, at least on the surface.
Okay, so they had a so it's a team looking for their first win of the night here, looking for redemption after a close game one.
Yes.
Nyla's Naughties taking on Brahms Babes. Well, this time we'll be looking at the draft side of Brahms Babes.
I do like the idea of Seraphine Amumu. That's a lot of AoE CC for way to get damage down. Gives you the Amumu gives a lot of space to Jin to just keep hitting. Flyguard man. Jaybird, that does seem like a Jaybird thing. I do feel like I've played against Jaybirds Vigard in the past.
Oh, and the
You
Twitch
know,
ban. They saw it. They saw it in the match history. They said, "I've seen it. I don't want to see that again." So we'll have to see what the dose breaks down in game number two.
I have seen Smolder a bit out of Tilbury Clinton. And now that I think about it, the Kled from last game might have been a denial pick because I do
Hmm.
know Spriggan, who had to play into Kled, is also very much a Kled enjoyer.
I feel like Kled definitely one of those champions that I cast the most of in the Pearl League. There's just like a few Kled enjoyers. I don't see Kled a lot in my solo queue games. I don't see Kled a lot when I cast for the other leagues, but I feel like in Pearl, Kled, like Lux, always has some sort of a presence, whether it's pick or ban.
Yes. I that does not surprise me. As someone who does not enjoy playing into Kled, I always look to ban it. I
So
know oh go ahead.
no, I was just gonna ask what. So what is your specialty? What is your perspective on the game? What role do you play? What do you have any signature champions, signature looks?
I my biggest the champion most banned against me would probably have to be Nasus. I play weak side Nasus. I just farm under tower. And then at 20 minutes, I decide, it's time to press alt, press ghost, and run at their ADC. Don't stop to think about anything else. Maybe hit them with a disrespectful wither. They can't move now. They can't auto attack me at all. And then I just bonk them on the head a couple times. But
Okay,
recent recently I have been playing a lot of ADC. I'm really a support player, but
okay,
caveat.
interesting. All right, how do you like the support role?
I enjoy the freedom that support gives in comparison to other lanes where you have to stay in lane, otherwise you're giving up a lot of XP that you need. Whereas supports, once you get to a certain point, you kind of don't need the experience. Where
Right.
even if you're like down a few levels, that means your ADC should be up a few levels, so it kind of balances out. And supports are just really fun to play. I love enchanters. I absolutely love healing and shielding power. Probably my favorite thing in the game. My highest mastery champion is Sona because I was an Overwatch player and it looked like Lucio in terms of what the abilities do.
Okay, I want to quickly touch base about this draft because right away I notice a particular champion pick for Brahms Babes. A couple,
I think
actually.
that I see two that stand out to me as well.
I mean,
The Diana for Joey or Mithra is his most, I believe it's his most played and highest mastery champion and most banned against him in CMSA. So surprised to see it go through.
yeah, you're
But he
letting.
hasn't played
Sorry, go ahead.
he he hasn't played last season, so maybe they forgot, but I don't know. Maybe they have some pick into it. I always go to Galio if I'm into a Diana.
So then the other part of this is you have a Mel locked in, and uh, with Jungle and Diana locked in, that's probably a Mel bot lane. And I will say that the Dose has been putting a lot of games in Mel this week, and I'm a big believer that APCs rule the bot lane right now, and so we get to see an APC in the bot lane. I'm going to go out and say it. This is going to be Mel bot lane versus this Misfortune, so we'll see how Misfortune handles it. Misfortune's such a strong pick in the meta, though. I mean, just kind of disgustingly powerful.
Oh yes. Movement speed seems to be running the game right now with Cloud Soul and Misfortune getting nerfed on next patch. So we'll see how I do think Mel is very strong though, so we'll see how these two interact. The Mel we'll see if Misfortune ults into a Mel W, because that's always a silly thing to watch. Ooh. Quinn's Brigand. I I do suppose with a novice and a Mumu, you don't really need a tanky top laner.
A tanky top laner. And okay, so one side said we don't need a tanky top laner. The other side said we need as many tanks as possible. Cho'Gath, Urgot, Nunu. This is going to be a meaty team here for Brahms Babes, and they don't have an ADC that likes to chew through tanks.
That's true. I though I will say that a Mumu with Diana Mel does sound pretty good with all that true damage from the Mumu passive, but we'll see how that stacks up to Misfortune ult layered on Zyra ult, layered on Nunu ult. No one can move. Everyone's taking splash damage. Then you have a Cho'Gath running around eating people. Urgot also executing people. It's a celebration of ults here.
Layers on layers on layers.
Whereas a Mumu Diana sound like they combo decently well, but this Quinn seems like they play more in isolation or to pick people off rather than play in team fights unless it's to clean up.
Yeah, I'm curious how that the composition of Babes is going to actually play, like functionally. They have first off, they have a ton of AP damage, and if Quinn is at all interested in like splitting, that's the only source of AD on Brahms Babes. Nyla's Naughty is also very tanky, so yes, they can get maybe some tank shredding items, but they're just going to have the luxury of stacking both HP and magic resistance against the carries of Brahms Babes. Spriggan, good luck out there on the split push. Good luck out there on the roam, uh, because that's going to be the window that you're looking for. It's also really, really hard to ambush a Zyra, just because if you go for it and you get rooted, it's over. I mean, you're one grasping roots and goodbye. So I'm very curious how this game is going to play out. Brahms Babes looked very coordinated in game one, so we'll see. Oh, the star! Thank you so much for the bits. We heard it on. I don't know if John, you could hear the sound effects on the stream, but we got the star to make some
I can
questionable sounds. So.
I cannot, but I could hear it in my head. I'm very used to the star farts on stream. But one thing I do like when playing into teams like Bronze Babes, stacking about 3 magic resist items, then getting a Randuin's for the Quinn, and then getting a adaptive helm. No, uh, it's called the adaptive. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting what it's called, but it's the item with both MR and armor, and in fights it stacks.
Jack Show?
Yes, Jack Show.
Jack
Sorry.
Show, very good one.
But it'll give you even more magic resist to compound with the all 3 of the items you already bought, and then it'll increase the Randuin's armor. So it's like a perfect top-off item for a tank. Ooh.
All right, as we load into this game, take a look at those skins.
Dark Harvest Misfortune. Maybe going a lethality build.
Yeah, gonna try to bring those kills in early and often here. They definitely have a strong bot lane. Zyra Misfortune should, would really run over a lot of ADCs, but this is not an ADC you're in the bot lane against. You're against Mel, so I'm not sure. It becomes a lot more dangerous. I mean, even just going for grasping roots as Zyra means that you are going to be the one most likely rooted, and then you've got a Nautilus to follow all that up with. So we'll see how they decide to play this one out.
Yes, and Mel is a champion with quite a bit of range on her spells. She can play very far back and still deal a good amount of damage.
Okay, we are off. They've stepped onto the rift.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Looks like Mel's gone for a teleport, so they won't have the same power that a barrier exhaust.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Oh, okay. So Mel went for, yeah, no barrier here.
They're
Interesting.
pinging their Qs.
God, I cannot get over how tanky Nyla's Naughty is just going to get this game. We'll see how it goes. Mountain's playing very defensively here on the crab. And I love this Calamity and Tiltree going right for the brushes, ready to play aggressive.
I do love me some big, beefy boys on my team to just stand behind as an ADC. Ooh, Cho'Gath mid, but also tank.
I kind of know about this. Only one auto, so no big commit there. Of course, now's your chance to, I would say you want to try to poke the APC here because you know they don't have their full combo available. But instead they're just respecting the power of this Mel in the bot lane. This is definitely the interesting matchup here.
Yes, probably worried about getting a hook. Although, even if you get hooked, there's not going to be that much follow-up with the Mel level 1. So.
Correct, there's not a lot of follow-up. However, you did take Dark Harvest on Misfortune, so you don't have like the sustained damage runes coming out of there. You're also very bursty as well. So this bot lane is gonna play almost like mage versus mage with the way Tiltry Clinton has chosen to kind of take the runes here. And no rebuttal available here for the Deuce. Quite yet. Holding it till level 3. Jogan on this Nunu, clearing the first quadrant. No ganks available, so gonna just pass over. A little bit behind the clear here.
Now that I think about it, rebuttaling a misfortune double up does sound like a very good.
Yes. I cannot wait to see it. Mithra going on to Jaybird in the mid. Jogath has a lot of HP. If you want to kill him, you feel like the moment is now. Ignite ticking, tick, tick. No boom, though. Jogath going to get out of there. Oh, Jaybird wants to stay. There's that juicy cannon. Mithra wants to punish and will find that Crescent Strike first blood. Solo kill for Mithra. In the top lane, though, Moens and Jogan will find a kill on that Nunu. Or I guess it goes on to Urgot, rather.
That's a scary champion to go against now at the Twins. Where you need all that lead into not a melee, but a shorter range champion with stronger all-ins. But does purchase boots first, which will definitely help.
Both sides of the bot playing very tentatively there. I kept waiting for someone to try to pull the trigger, but it looks like with all the seeds down, Brahms Babes doesn't want to go in. Let's see. John, hello. Thanks for checking in. We miss you this week. Nintendo John in the chat. So now this Mel on low HP, but gets to base, has teleport available, not going to miss too much.
Mithra on the Diana starting with a Sheen first item. Pretty strong if you're continuously QE autoing to trade over and over.
Mithra trying to find the all-in on Jaybird. Just forcing another flash, and Jaybird again wants to stay. We saw this play out once already. You may want to just walk away. Nintendo John asked in chat. They're just tuning in. Have we seen any great plays yet?
I believe we have. Last game had a lot of good combos between Jarvan and Vel'Koz on the side of Tice's Kitten. In the bot lane of Brahms Babes worked very well in the early game to get a lead on their Twitch.
My favorite probably sequence of plays was a triple reset onto Twitch, who just stealthed into mid, claimed a low HP target, stealthed into river, claimed another low HP target, and then stealthed back to mid. Someone forgot there was a Twitch in the game. Someone's gonna have to remember that there's an Urgot in the game, though. Go ahead and land it, Fear Beyond Death. And does that buy the escape? It just might. Spriggan wants it. Valor comes down. Hunting, but a second Valor is enough. Shutdown claimed.
So close to getting out. Wow. And no teleport available, but the wave is pushed out.
Interestingly, Tiltry Clinton is here, so they brought up their ADC, opting to keep their support in the bot lane to try and keep some plates up. It does mean that 1 kill going to be claimed by the MF, 2 kills claimed by the MF, and a Void Grub here is going to be the prize. So a little bit of CS has been bled, but overall you make up for it with the kills.
And they picked up that feat of warfare off of that 3rd kill there. So they're one step closer to getting that tier 3 boots.
Right, they have the feet. Oh, but they're gonna, and they continue to find more. Mithra goes down. Spriggan though has 2. His eyes got to be so wide. Doesn't pick up the first one. They go like opposite directions, like cockroaches. And now look at that. Spriggan only claimed the 1. Oh, but once more. Once more. Oh, can't quite dive for it.
Spriggan and Jaybird.
Oh, go ahead.
Interestingly, Spriggan decides to spare Jaybird, whom is their partner, to go to get Jogan instead. Maybe a little bit of favoritism in there.
It's like, do you hear someone screaming from across the room? Don't take
Don't
me!
do it, no.
Take them instead! So Tiltree Clinton roams up, gets 2 kills, but does lose about 30 CS. There are lots of wave crashing in his tower, but only 1 plate missing. So Shade's doing a good job there, keeping this alive. And now Jogon's gonna arrive. You have a Mel at half HP. How are you gonna play this? There's no way to tank this. The reflect comes out, still gonna get knocked up though. Mel's down, and the rest of the team trying to claim Go Balls. Bullet time comes out, and that's a double kill. Great gank there from that Nunu. The snowball doing a ton of damage, and rebuttal not quite working probably the way you want it to work there.
Yeah. If the snowball had ran out, he would have been fine. But it didn't, so all it did was not block the knockup. Ooh.
Try to collect another kill.
Oh.
But instead of losing a flash for it.
Flash trade with ADC on top. If I'm Mel, I'm happy about that though.
Lots of things going down as Skittles is here. Oh, threads the needle onto this Zyra. Curse of the Sad Mummy comes down. And there's a kill onto your ADC. I cannot believe that Bandage Toss made it through the first and second minion. You normally don't see that.
That was a confident play by Titty Skittles.
Now the Does put more hurt onto these turrets. This is the one that I would not be surprised if it falls first here. Try to claim that feat. Another Bandage Toss now onto Jogan. Has lots of these berry bushes to play with. The Does also here. Now you've got kind of a pincer going off. Jogan forced to flash away the 3 members in the jungle. But look who's here. Jaybird has walked around to 4v3 temporarily. Missiles arriving. How late it's going to be. Rebuttal goes through. Only rebuts an auto attack though, which means 1 kill claim. Tiltree Clinton going to have a Dark Harvest, but bullet time instantly stopped. Mithra is here to try to turn it around. 3 kills for 3, or 2 kills for 2 kills so far. And everyone else walks away.
Okay. Jaybird in the middle of all 3, but one of the few people that walk out of that alive. And you know, I actually like this confident guy from Mithra. I do like, if you're gonna be down gold, you might as well go tank Nunu instead, just to give it more frontline for your misfortune.
The meat grinder of Urgot there, Moen's just mowing down Spriggan, who had a big health advantage, but not nearly enough to get through this cage of Urgot.
There's the danger of a Quinn. You fall behind even a little in a matchup like that, and comes infinitely more harder to play out.
That was with a component, now a whole black cleaver for Urgot, so Dave's gonna have to figure out something for this Quinn to do, because matching Urgot, not one of them. Here it is though, red team go ahead and get a first up down. Once again, Tiltery's here to try to influence this fight. However, Mithra's gonna get on top of the carry. He's gonna pick that one up and trade back a little bit, but overall, those Void Grubs, 3 for 3 is how it's gonna settle between these two teams.
And both of the set of Void Grip got split, so no one gets the feat for it, or the progression for the feat.
Now,
so
isn't it?
sitting...
Now, I thought you got. Sorry. Now, I thought you got a progression of the feat for 3 Void Grubs, regardless of how it was split. Is that not true? I don't think there's.
I believe they all have to be from the same set.
Oh, really? Okay, interesting. So.
Yeah.
Well,
So
in that case, this is not the feat here we're potentially fighting over. This would be the second one.
correct.
Y'all, it is found. Mithra goes in. The jungler is down. The smite cannot be secured. We've got the snail just opening up in the back line. Machine gun Kirby, though, just buying space for the team. 2 Cloud Drakes now claimed. Or 2 Drakes now claimed. That second one, the Cloud. And they're 1 neutral away, and they're also 2 plates away from claiming the feat for themselves.
Cloud Drake on a Quinn is always a fun time to have that insane movement speed once you have your fully upgraded mobility boosts. And all this fighting up top lane, it looks like Otacon has been drawn there.
They want this tower. That's the feat. Can they get away? If I leave my support down, I say thank you for your service and run. But instead, the dude's trying to block any amount of CC with that rebuttal, and they both get to just walk on out of there. So, was that should have been feats or no? No, it's not, right?
Correct. It looks like blue team still needs 1 more objective for the feat.
Objective. So this all comes down then to these objectives for the team. Oh look, that snare lands, the full follow-up, Tilty Clinton loses a lot of their HP. Oh, that's long range snipe!
Oh.
Can't get in that execute range. Golden Eclipse, gonna claim it. I did not think that Misfortune was in any danger there.
Well, I guess that's why our players were complaining about Mel earlier in the chat. That was insane to see. This champion definitely seems so powerful, especially with the range attacks.
Mithra, flash forward, moonfall, goodbye Calamity, and they're really starting to push the tempo of this game. Now, shades of game 1 here. Around the 14-minute mark, you've seen the bot lane make that rotation, but this time, Mithra on a very powerful champion, and now you don't want to be a carry against this. There is no ultimate available, though, but that does not matter. Mithra, auto attacks the turret once, and we'll trade 1 for 1.
Got the flash out of the 80 carry though. That'll make it definitely harder for Misfortune to fight for this next dragon or this upcoming herald. It's quite interesting to see how we have a Moon building AP and Nunu's building tank now in this meta.
Oh my gosh, is that going to be another execute?
Close.
Not quite Golden Eclipse range, apparently. Not quite sure how that ability fully works yet. Jogon, though, going to get claimed.
This onion spare item seems very strong. I've seen it on quite a few champions, including champions like Jace, which has come up to be somewhat of a problem, it seems that now Jace, like tank Jace, as we call it, is being nerfed next patch.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad they're not allowing that kind of thing to be in the game. For Carol's outclaimed, and that will push blue team to 3. And they are triumphant here. Brahms Babes has won those feats of strength.
It looks like around 5 to 10 minute mark, they were getting behind, but it seems like they've got their back on their feet and are pulling ahead again.
Lots of pings.
Definitely seeing this.
Sorry to cut you off. There's so many pings on the mid turret here. They have 4 members. They're looking for some sort of a dive or a siege, but instead they find Mithra on that was awaiting the flank, and Mithra will go down. They do, however, start the dive, finding one. Can they kite this out? Jogon and Jaybird very tanky. Flashing away is this Nell. Skittles buying a lot of time. Enough for Machine Gun to arrive. The hook lands, and that means another one goes down. And now they get to siege the tier 2.
Ooh, that was a nice dodge by Jogan there. Pings for Otacon in 1 minute, so they're definitely looking.
I love how up-tempo this team is playing. But oh, the deuce. You're a little far forward, and a shutdown falls. That's the person you want it to with Tiltery. Picking it up.
Tiltery is definitely...
Go ahead.
Tiltery is definitely the type of player who will take a lead, any sort of lead, and go all in with it. As you can see from the flash forward earlier, Tiltery is a very aggressive player, which is great with gold.
Oh, but are you great with a Quinn in your face and a Mithra here? The 2 diving queens erase the carry, and now you just have some tanks and can Calamity Shades put on this damage here. They're not going to fully commit to the siege. So the pings for Otacon have continued here. I'm curious when Brahms Babes is really going to try and start it.
Their only problem is this Urgot has a top lane supremacy right now. Quite a lot of style. Tower down.
That is the X factor, is this Urgot, who is now walking down from this top lane. They're going to look for a flank. Snowball started. Mel's on the side. They're going to try to find him. Rebuttal already used.
Oh!
Everything used. Mel down. Couple of ults there, but that is the pick that you want. As the APC for Brahms Babes is now down and the siege is on in the mid lane. They're gonna dive, but they come over, they find a Mumu, and now Mr. flashing forward, gonna try to find the Moonfall on the mini members. It's a massacre. Brahms Babes turns it around with just 4v5 with a great bandage toss over the wall by Skittles, and that means they get to go up to Otacon.
That Amumu in what I assume was the Raptor Pit was an amazing run.
Yeah, that right there is going to stand out as a huge play to set up this Otacon and to win that fight. What a big moment in that game.
That is definitely a game breaker right there. All the XP and the adaptive force from all those flowers. Now they can keep pushing out. They have a Soul next for and it's Mountain Soul. That's very good for Amumu and Nautilus to have.
So tell me what
really?
The flowers do exactly.
So there are two types of flowers. The small ones that give 1 stack, and the big ones that give 3. They give adaptive force, which is like AD or AP depending on which one you have the most, and like XP. And from what I remember, it's different for different players, as I think it scales with how many deaths you have, funnily enough. So if you're farther behind in terms of like deaths, I guess, or you just have more, then the XP and maybe the adaptive force is more beneficial for you, is how I took it. But
Brought
they
5 mid again. Sorry to cut you off. I thought there would be more, but Rebuttal just completely iced 2 engages, so carry on.
I'm now noticing this novice picked up a heart steal, so they're going to be
Find the
challenging.
re-engage. Bullet time goes a little wide. It's all of Brahms babes just leaning into Nihilus Naughties. They don't even need Mithra split pushing in the bot lane, but Mowens is here, gets a lot of kills. So 4v5, they come out 3 for 3 because Mithra was in the bot lane just pushing, taking 2 turrets down with him. And now he's gonna look to go on Mowens. It's a 1v1. Mowens does not have the HP advantage, but does have the ult, lands the Fear Beyond Death and scores a 1v1 kill onto the fed carry of Brahms babes.
That is a strong Urgot. Oh, and they just bought a Jack Show.
Oh, they're just the item you were talking about here. Okay, Soul's up very soon. You know they want to bring down Mowens and fight for this with Urgot. It's just been so big in these fights.
Yes, we do not want this red team here to stack mountains, dragons, and get a soul. That would be very difficult to take on, even with your lead. But this mountain soul for the blue side will definitely help with the Poe coming out from a champ like Zyra or Miss Forky double up. Just the overshield.
So tricky right now if you're Nihilus Naughties. Moen's the only one really who can walk into this. They're trying to secure some vision. Cho'Gawn just walks on in though. That's gonna set up a nice bullet time over the top though, but Mithra going golden manages to stymie a lot of that engage. The Dose in the background, trying to just do some sustained damage. Both the tanks are dead, but Moen's is not. They have killed 3 members though, having to flash away. They're in full pursuit. I don't know if you can turn this one quite around as Spriggan and the rest of Brahms babes are chasing you down. Moen's to fall. Tiltery Clinton the last to fall. It is an ace for Nihilus Naughties and they will take their soul.
They definitely played. Red team definitely played that pretty well for getting caught out early, but definitely a lot of damage down. Everyone just like lived on a good amount of health, and it's like you could tell that there's a goal difference right now with how these fights are going. The setup is good, but the item difference is definitely hurting a lot now in this mid game. And a Mountain Soul, that's a lot of armor, a lot of magic resist, a lot of shielding too. They're gonna have to get through that as well. They're paying it. They can get this back. They see. Cho'Gawn does have flash and a blast cone.
Mithra though, first to flash, gonna take out any sort of a smite, consume sort of a steal. Now they have Baron. The last game they got Baron, grouped as 5 and closed it out. I would not be surprised if they do something similar this game.
Fortune does have bullet time to kill a wave, and the wave clear on Zyra's decent. Cho'Gath has Qs, but
Siege is on. This cannon minion is thriving here.
Top wave shoving in as well. Bronze days.
A little bit of last minute jungling here. I'd love to see them group in siege. Swing through, babes. You got it.
Have the confidence attack on the middle tower.
Especially with the supers in the bot lane. Someone's going to have to answer that in a moment. God, they're just starving them while they wait. They're going to roll out from underneath the turret. Oh, it's so scary to leave the shadow of your turret in a moment like this, but sometimes can be the right play to find them on a flank. Instead, Jogon is the one who's been spotted, flashing away, but cannot flash the hook. Now it's a 4v5. The dive is on. Skittles deep as a Mumu. The rest of the Defying Space will go down. Fear Beyond Left Death lands 1,000 gold to this Urgot, but the rest of the team right behind him. One turret already down. They're on right click the Nexus mode. Moen's here, no ultimate available. Mithra finds the back line. Zyra goes down. The siege is on. The snares have landed. Bullet time goes, but it doesn't find any kills. It's 4 members of Brahms Babes up. They're going to just right-click the Nexus. They don't care about these padding the stats. They care about winning game number 2.
Another sub 30 Baron take, then win from Brahms Babes. Impressive. Good at closing out games, it seems.
Yeah, that is such a great skill to have as a team. The ability to get that Baron and close out. Jogon says that Brahms Babes is smurfing. That just complete rumors, allegations here. What a great game. Jogon, some incredible snowballs there in that game. Some of those flanks look so good, and I thought that the fights were going to be turned around by the amount of the engage, but just couldn't quite happen. Still, for me, the play of the game was that it was when Nyla's Naughties picks Mel in the mid lane, and then they bring all 5 members to try to siege down that mid turret. And while they're doing so, Amumu, Skittles finds the bandage toss from the Raptors camp just onto the whole team of Nyla's Naughties. You could see Mithra's eyes get huge as Diana flashes forward into the whole team to immediately follow that with a moonfall. And at that point, the team fight is over. It was just too good of a counter engage.
Yeah, that bandage toss into what is the move result called?
Curse of the Sad Mummy.
Curse of the Sad Mummy, and then I saw the moonfall from Diana, and then the Nautilus ult on top of that. Just insane CC chain, and all of it AoE. There, you really just have to stand there and hope you survive at that point.
Yeah, but nothing doing. So that was just such a big
Do I
turn.
see?
What's that?
It looked like Mel had 2 exhausts.
Oh, in the post game screen?
Yeah.
So many glitches. We love it. So, let's look ahead. I think we're going to wait for one team to go out. But before we do, let me talk about CMSA. We got some events coming up. One event is our Valentine's Day, not Valentine's Day, our not a Valentine's Day event. Our totally not a Valentine's Day event happening 1 week before Valentine's Day, February 7th at the North End. We'd love to see you there. Unfortunately, I cannot be there. But if you're in Chicago, be great if you could make it out to that. It's not just for our League of Legends community, but everyone in the CMSA Discord. So come support this community. Come and meet some friendly faces. Love to see you there. And then maybe one you can tell us a little about is C2E2.
Yes, C2E2. I actually haven't gone. I know you did last year, right?
That's right. I got to be a part of it last year.
Yeah. This year, I've been tasked with sorting out people and getting volunteers. So I'm doing what Jogon did last year, and I have the forum pretty much done. It's just the same one from last year, but with updated dates, and I'm just waiting for approval to send it out. So hopefully we'll get a bunch of signups. Would love to see people from the community out there since I've only met a handful when I was in Chicago over the summer break. But yeah, that would be it's gonna be a lot of fun. I I only got to experience it through other people last year, and it looked like a lot of fun. I definitely had some FOMO, but yeah, lots of cool pictures I saw coming from there. A few clips of people doing Fortnite dances. It sounded a little bit of fun. And it's I think we run a gaming lounge, and we do desk downstairs. And I mean, other than us, there's like a bunch of R2 there. That sounds a lot like a really cool to go around and see, maybe buy some stuff. I know a few people who bought like mugs and paintings there last year. Definitely looking forward to going this year.
It's such a great event. There's like one of the many things they have is called a artist's alley, where artisans will make all sorts of things, whether it's prints or pottery. I mean, there's just so much t-shirts. There's just so much stuff. Last year we partnered. We were fortunate enough to partner with many of the artists in Artisans Alley, and so if they came up to the lounge, they would have a chance to win something from those artists that were from Artisans Alley that were willing to donate something to us that they could potentially win. So it was really a neat partnership. There was so much going on in the CMSA C2E2 lounge. It was just overall a great time. We do need all hands on deck though. So if you're at all interested in helping out and volunteering and helping just having a role, which could just be like a greeter. That was one of my favorite things to do last year, was just to stand at the door, welcome people, answer questions about the community, or just someone who's going around and just making sure that as people leave, that the place remains tidy and just becomes kind of a safe space for people who maybe need a break from the heck chaos of the convention, or and just so they can relax, or a space to just hang out. So it was just so much neat stuff to do. So if you can make it, the dates for that are April 11th through 13th, and it is absolutely worth the trip to come to Chicago and go to that C2E2. It stands for Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo. So there's just all sorts of things. It's like comics, cosplays, anime, authors. There's just so much going on. I don't think you could even see it all, honestly, if you were if you were authentic and went to each and every booth. There's no way you would have enough time to kind of experience the whole thing. It's that big. It's a really cool expo. So please, if you're on the fence, make it out. If you're on the fence and you're from out of town, and you're like, I can't go, I don't have a place to stay. Well, you can volunteer, and we're helping to put up our out of town volunteers staying in some hotels nearby. So maybe that can be a way for you to experience C2E2 this year. We'd love to have you there.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to try and incorporate some League of Legends type stream into the event at some point. I think we talked about it. I don't know what the viability would be, but it would be really cool to have a game there, like casted and everything in front of people. I think
Oh,
that
that
would
would
be
be
like
fun. Yeah, that'd be
really,
really
really
fun
fun.
if we can make something like that happen. I have no idea how you would do such a thing, but that'd be cool if you could do that.
Yeah.
And I think as I'm like trolling um, just all the kind of preparations for it, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's so many cool things in the wings. So I'm very excited. I mean, last year's the first I wasn't there the first year we did it. Um, Last year was our second year there, and this year going into year number three, and it is definitely uh, to, gonna continue to evolve, and there's a lot of hype, so I'm excited for it. Yes, Jogon in the chat saying C2E2 hype. I'm hyped for it. I cannot wait to go. In fact, you know what I gotta do? I got to request off work last time. I gotta take that Friday off so I can be fully committed to the C2E2 hype.
That's what I love to hear. I hope to see all my friends there, and if not, then I will send them disappointed emojis in their DMs on Discord.
Oh my gosh, Thursday night, we gotta try to do something with all everyone who's in town. That's gonna be so much fun. So that's see
Oh yeah,
another.
I'm.
I just let's just continue just getting that fear of missing out just kind of
Oh,
on anyone listening. You want to be a part, I tell you.
I'm definitely planning on trying to go a little early, maybe like a day or two before Tuesday or Thursday. I think to just like have time to hang out with people before we start like all the hectics of C2E2, and like maybe a day afterwards, just to like chill and relax. But I definitely want to like spend a lot of time there because I don't get to Chicago very often, unfortunately, as someone who lives in North Carolina. But I definitely really like the city when I visited um, earlier. So definitely looking forward to get back there. The only problem now I have is deciding between airplane for maybe like 4 hour, no, like 2 hour trip maybe, versus a train, which is a lot cheaper, but also a 24-hour trip, but more of an experience than like just travel.
I'm well aware. I took a around the country train trip just after COVID, and so I spent a lot of time on the long distance commuter trains around the U.S. And so yes, I know exactly what that commute would be like, and 24 hours is it's going to be a really really long time, especially when you're on a train and you're not going to be on a sleeper car. Although I will say the seats are very roomy. I'm not a small person. Anyone who's met me would certainly not use that word to describe me. And I fit more than comfortably on the Amtrak trains. So also Jogan asked you a question. John, will you eat deep dish pizza? Have
When I was there, Xander took me to a place that I can't remember the name of, but it was some sort of like special Chicago like pizza type place. It's a chain though.
yeah.
I'd have to ask them.
Okay.
Let me ask them real quick. But I did try some sort of Chicago um, pizza.
And what was the verdict of this some sort of Chicago deep dish pizza you had?
There was a lot of cheese, which I very much appreciated as someone who enjoys the cheese side more than the sauce side. And I think it was like either meat lovers or just pepperoni, maybe. But it was very good. I enjoyed it, and it might have been. I don't know. Wait, was the place we went to?
I
They
just love that
seemed
you're
urgent.
texting them right now. I
Urgent.
I have a lot of strong opinions about Chicago deep dish pizza. I'm a huge fan, but I'm more so opinions on just like which chains or which brand companies I like the most. I don't want to share any of them on stream though, because I feel like that's a good way to get run out of Chicago. You gotta decide on the right team, and I have some very strong opinions, so I'll keep those to myself. I like to remain neutral on stream, but I will say, love me some Chicago pizza. Actually, I feel like somehow I always end up having deep dish on my birthday every year, and I don't try to. It just happens that way. Either someone comes and visits me and they want to try deep dish, so I take them like on my birthday or around my birthday, and it happened again for like the sixth consecutive year this year. So definitely something I enjoy.
Okay, I can confirm it was Giordano's, Giordano's,
I
and it was deep dish.
I love
Have you ever?
listening to you. Yes, I've been to Giordano's. Giordano's is one of like the big chains. I'm so glad you just went for it in your pronunciation. So North Carolina. I Giordano's is like one of the big ones alongside Lumalnati's, um, and some others. But yeah, I'm glad you got a taste. Glad you got a taste of the Chicago deep dish, and hopefully I get to get you some more while you're here.
Oh, definitely. Maybe we'll try a different place this time.
All
Not
right.
that Giordano's was bad, but I like to like try different things, or like I don't. I like even when I like a place, if I'm going somewhere that I'm like never gonna be back in like a maybe for another
Yeah.
year, I try and like try different places to just see which one's like better or just like see what it's like different types. Even though like where I live, I always eat the same like three places over and over, but
Yeah, you said you liked cheese. Giordano's definitely has that lot like high cheese to sauce ratio, which I think
oh,
people who like Giordano's generally that's a big reason why.
it's like a mozzarella stick without with a little bit of sauce in it.
It's a good way to describe it. All right, while they we wait for this team, I feel like because we had kind of two quick games, we could be here a while. I'm gonna take a quick break, grab some water and things, and then I will be back in a few minutes. I wish I had some music to turn on, but alas, I do not. Okay, John, you have all these
Yes.
questions in chat. First off, people were calling for you to start monologuing while I stepped away. And I
Oh,
and
yes.
on that note, a huge thank you to everyone who subbed and confirmed so that I didn't have to have a 3 hour long monologue tonight. I like having someone on stream with me. So, but you had a few questions. One was, John, who's your favorite champion? John, who's your favorite Poggle? John, what happened to your blinds?
The blinds. That's a good question. They're probably like 20 years old, so I guess time would be the answer to that question. I would monologue, but I got word that one of our players is having internet problems, so I was trying to get them a sub, and it looks like here.
I thought maybe you'd have to descend from the caster's desk and join the teams. I've had to do that at least a couple
Luck
of times. It's always fun.
Luckily, I got a John, but not me
Okay.
to come replace him. Like yeah.
Well, the teams are in. Throw up the casters ready. So Orange Otters going to be on blue side, taking on Brahms Babes. Can we get any scout on Orange Otters? How did they do the last couple of games?
Oh, I can check this. I typed in Orn into game name, but I don't think any of the players are actually named Orn, so I'll need to not do that.
No, we got third person, Kha'Zix, Medeo, Giraffesicle, Rhythms here.
Ooh. It looks as if they are also 2-0 currently.
Ooh, we got a banger. Here we go.
Hey, so It seems as if Giraffical is mid lane.
Oh, Blaine, thank you for the giant sound. Sorry to cut you off, but
Can you flash late again?
sometimes.
We have Kazik jungle. Rhythms is ADC, third person top lane, and Medeo is support. So, and then that's the game one. So game one, Medeo played Pantheon support. Rhythms played Caitlyn ADC, Brand jungle. Uh,
Wow, Brand Jungle. Okay, that was
yeah,
some good looks
I
there.
I I always like Brand jungle right now. It's not saying at the best win rate, but I still think Brand is just such a powerful champion to have on your team into what some people say is a tank meta. Urgot top lane and that's a Malzahar mid lane. As for game two, it seems as if we have Zyra support, a Mumu jungle, Senna ADC. Yes, Senna ADC.
Okay.
Um, Urgot top again, and then Lux mid lane. And they all stuck with their roles from last game.
All right. I'm very curious to see. So it was like a very non-traditional picks in game one, but a little bit more settled in game two. But I mean, Senna ADC is not exactly the most meta thing, so I'm very curious how these teams will play out in game three. I love when we've got two teams that are both 2-0
Oh
going into
yeah,
the final game. This has been such a great week two, or well, a second week for me on Pearl. Week, what is it? 4 overall. And
yes.
and we get to see Pearl again on February 18th. We'll be back viewing Pearl. So
True.
we'll
I'm only slightly biased towards Pearl because I don't want to say Pearl's like the most fun league, but I'm there, so how could it not be? Obviously, joke. I look, I love
yeah.
Zangy and Toggle too, and I do miss playing with Blaine.
Yeah, Blaine is
Um,
calling you out for lying on stream, so
True, but also if I had to play into Blaine Kled or Blaine Gangplank, I don't think I'd be having fun personally. I'm sure Blaine would be having a lot of fun. As for earlier question though, my favorite champion probably have to just be the safe pick, which would be Sona. I love me a Sona. She is the ideal champion for me. Good scaling, AoE, healing and shielding utility champion. Very low skill shots because I'm very bad at that. I always miss the ult anyway, so it's a good thing that it comes off cooldown very fast if you're using your abilities. That way I can miss it again in another 30 seconds. Ooh, the Diana band, they are taking note of last game, as are Orange Otters with the Caitlyn band. Zach band for Kazik, whose name is Zach and also plays a lot of Zach, so makes sense. I'd be shocked if a Mumu got through this game. Because Kazik is known for a Mumu too, and a Mumu is so strong. Oh, it looks like it's going through. Third person is known for split pushing on champions like York and Malawi. Oh, there's the Amumu.
one comfort pick secured. See how Brahms Babes plays this out. Another Maokai.
Amumu Maokai again. Seems like AP CC champs are very much staples in Pearl at the moment, with how strong they are and how good they are at team fighting. It's more of a team fight oriented situation in these leagues.
I love that we get
A
to see
Lux,
a Lux game on stream for the final game here. It's been a while since I've seen Lux on stream.
that is almost certainly going support, as Joey is not a Lux player. He is more of a well, not that he couldn't play Lux, but it's definitely more of a machine gun Kirby type champion. I've seen them play a lot of Lux mid, and Lux support seems like the reasonable switch up there.
And here's something that I have not seen in a while. Kale in the top lane here. So
Oof, Kale.
and Maokai, or not Maokai, but rather we've got
Mal-
the Malphite.
Malphite.
The Malphite.
Rock solid.
Ready to answer. So Maokai jungle? Question mark. Curious. Kind of seems like that's probably where it's going at this point.
It seems so, with the Lux going support and the Malphite going top lane.
I kind of like the Jin ban
Although,
here. Utility carries are going to be pretty solid pick for rhythm here with the Kale in the top lane. You can just take something either with utility or a strong kind of independent laner because you have a lot of damage already between the Kale and the Zyra. Your ADC does not have to give you that sustained damage if you don't want it.
true. And Jin Zyra is a very strong combo with Zyra being able to proc the passive from such far away, from so far away with her plants, or just being able to layer CC with the double root combo between Zyra and Jin.
Historically, the other good combo here would be Ashe and Zyra, and also Ashe fitting into the just bringing more CC, don't need the damage sort of trope that Horns Autos could use. But Ashe is in kind of a weird spot right now, so I don't know if anyone really wants to go for that.
Yeah, I was playing a lot of Ashe before the changes, and after it's definitely getting like a you need to get used to how different it feels. Ooh, the Twitch again.
Running it back.
And that's a lot of AP damage for a Malphite who would prefer to build armor. Although with Kale, I could see a world where you go AP Malphite, but I don't know if he would do that.
Rhythm's
Neela.
picking Nyla up. I think that's a great choice against the Twitch. You have the mobility to either get out or threaten the Twitch, and then you also have the ability to just completely make those Twitch ults miss, which is kind of the reason why Twitch is good again. That change in the last patch to allow those Twitch the auto attacks that Twitch shoots after he uses his ultimate, it used to be missable. If you were moving like from left to right, you could just straight up not get hit by them. That doesn't really happen as much anymore, and that's been a big boon for Twitch. But Nyla, of course, can dodge them. So we will see how this plays out. And then a Syndra to round out the composition for Brahms Babes. I really like the way that both teams drafted this game.
As do I. This very solid amount of CC on the Maokai Malphite team. With Lux Roots, Syndra shoves, and then on the other side you have, similar to game one where you had Jarvan Vel'Koz, now you have a Mumu Vel'Koz. Similar amount of lockdown into a Vel'Koz ult. It's going to do a lot of damage, especially now that Vel'Koz is getting even more true damage from the Amumu passive. So this Malphite is not going to be enjoying himself against those two. And Neela, Milo's gonna have a fun game unless Malphite has to build armor. But building armor into a team like that is not the best use of gold.
Yeah, I mean, you look, it's a very clear. Orange Otters has a couple of really good combinations that they can work with. The Nyla and then with the Divine Judgment off Kale just means that you are going to be able to get into the enemy team, rip through tanks who honestly, as you said, are not going to be building a lot of armor for you. And so Nyla is going to have a field day in this. I think a great pick for rhythm here for Orange Otters. And gosh, with the support of Kale and with all of that just damage coming from the rest of the team, Orange Otters really put together something scary. But you can't discount Brahms Babes either. They do have answers. They can try to they can provide a lot of CC for anyone on Orange Otters trying to dive out. I mean, goodness, the amount of CC on this team, you can completely last out Divine Judgment. You've got the Syndra just kind of chaining that the stun. You've got the Malphite Unstoppable Force. You have the snares coming out of Lux and the binding, and of course Maokai to top it all off. So yeah, I love what these teams have done. It's two teams that want to play in kind of different ways, and we'll see who can execute better.
I also think if Kale wanted, they could go AD if they wanted to put a little more AD on their team, although not something I'd do into a Malphite, unfortunately. But it's always a possibility if you think your team is going to lack AD. So building like an early Kraken or something like that. And I see, on the other hand, Vel'Koz, Kale, Amumu, Zyra, all these champions either build something like a Rylai's to just keep you slow, or just have built-in stuns, and that's not going to be very fun for something like like Twitch or Syndra, who's just going to be sitting there thinking, "Why can't I move the whole time?" Getting hit by like plants with slow built-in plus some Rylai's, or Kale autos slowing, Vel'Koz hitting you with slows. It's not going to be fun for either team to walk up and get hit by some spells. And one more thing, when you were talking about Twitch, I did see that they are upping the attack speed cap, and Twitch seems like a champion that might enjoy that, with going back to like lethal tempo and maybe some a little on hit action.
Oh, I as an ADC player, I can't even. I was so just bamboozled when I saw that in the patch notes. Like, and then they play it off like it was nothing. Like, oh, we're having a slight change. We're just increasing the attack speed cap from 2.5 to 3. Like, what? It's been 2.5 since season 0. That is, and the few times that they've ever like tried to really exceed that, like lethal tempo when it could exceed that, like that wasn't really considered super healthy for the game. And like Kog'Maw at 5.0 attack speed, that certainly was not considered healthy for the game. So I was very surprised they just casually decided to drop that change. I, as an ADC player who absolutely got into the role because I love to glide, I cannot wait to be on 3.0 attack speed. I'm like Callista is completely back on the menu with her recent changes and the fact that you can exceed the attack speed cap if you are able to kind of drift with her. And so I'll have to dust off my drifting Callista and get ready to go with some 3.0 attack speed cap because that's a hell of a change.
Yeah. All three of the all three of the ADCs that got changed going into the season, two more so than the other, but Varus, Callista, Ashe, all love or can utilize on hit pretty well. So I guess we'll see if Ashe picks up
Welcome to
that on hit
Summoner's
as
Rift.
well. But I've seen a decent amount of on hit Varuses on the scene now, and I personally always prefer on hit over
30
lethality.
seconds until
I think
minions
on hit's just more
spawn.
fun.
Oh, I agree. I feel like I have to bite the bullet and go lethality because I mean you just have to like auto and do one ability and you win any trade over over an ADC that needs like 10 autos to try to compete with the damage. But hey, I hope it comes back That's my favorite way to play the game.
For sure. I definitely think one of
Minions
the
have
things
spawned.
that Lethal Tempo had earlier that was making it so oppressive was just the range that you get from it. It was like a lot of the ADCs that can like abuse the range, like Jinx, Kog'Maw, Twitch to some extent, that they were like exceeding the problem, I guess you could say,
True.
with how
Yeah.
much
It
range
was
they could.
kind of double-edged there. It had the attack speed, but also or breaking the attack speed cap, but also the range, which honestly probably was even more degenerate. So I'm glad that that is not returning.
Yeah.
So a very standard start between these two teams. Both of these teams, Orange Otters on the blue side, Brahms Babes on the top side, and both their junglers starting bot side, pathing top. Doesn't look like either of them want to go for an early level 3 gank. And if I had been able to tell Dose one thing, it is try to take advantage of Nyla early, because you're not going to be able to put a lot of damage into her outside of the first couple of levels, and that has not happened, which plays right into Rhythm and Nyla's hands.
Yes, and interesting pickup support for Neil.
Oh, Root goes down. Nyla dashing forward. Ignite down now, trying to trade some damage off, but that's a big win here on the side of Orange Otters. Good trade back, though, by Machine Gun Kirby.
Definitely. And I've played with Medeo a couple times as support, or he was supporting me, and there we see it. He's very good at these, like Seraphine, Zyra, these poke mages in the bot lane. Good at getting you leads by just 1v2ing the enemies and just letting you farm for free, basically. Spriggan in third person is seems like a very classic matchup. They've both been playing a lot longer than I have in CMSA as top laners, and I feel like I've always lost lane to Spriggan, and he just picked Wukong and completely demolished me. So definitely fun to watch him from the sidelines rather than watching him take my tower.
Let's see if he likes to watch some Skittles here, flashing forward. Oh, but not quite in range. Instead, gonna get pulled under the turret. Maokai smashing third person out from the turret, but instead of third person getting the first blood here. 1-for-1 trade. That is big, and this is a Kale who, I'll hold that thought. Deuce getting low. Rhythm gonna find a kill, punching forward. They were getting a little aggressive, trying to get a kill onto Medeo, but instead the kill was denied, and Twitch will fall.
Looks like Malphite is going into the tank build with the bombs pick up. Trying to contest some of that wave clear that Kale's going to have eventually by level 11. The second Vel'Koz in the night for Joey to have to go up against. But on Cinder this time. So a different type of control mage. With more immediate CC.
Gotta be careful though. Grasping Rubens finds his target.
Nice roll up from
There's the follow-up. Flashing. Gonna stay alive. Medeo using that time to roam while the bot lane is slowly pushing out, as you should do.
And with Anila, you're more free to roam as your team should, or your bot lane should be even or ahead in XP with theirs due to the Anila passive. Although you don't want to stay away too long or she won't get to use that passive.
Void Grub started up. Kha'Zix right here on time. It's just an immediate Maokai going in, gonna punch Amumu back in, but it is Skittles falling low. Mostly thanks to the Void Grubs. 4v1 onto Skittles. Third person comes down, helping to claim the first one. Will they find the other two? Mithra in the area, but Jurassical doing a good job zoning them off.
Jurassical very low on mana though, but they have numbers advantage, so it doesn't seem to matter too much.
All three slain for Orn's Otters. They're also one away from that feats of strength, or claiming 3 kills if they can get it.
In my head, I was thinking, Hale got the feat of strength, but now I'm like remembering, oh, it doesn't matter if you got the first kill. It just matters about the first 3.
We all knew that change was coming quick, and it sure did. Well, Dragon now being started up. Oh, no, sorry. Not quite being started up yet. Just some.
You know, I've seen junglers take a buff and a Gromp at the same time. I've not seen them take Crab and Dragon at the same time.
Okay, both the ADCs are level 6. Neither of the supports got 6, though. This could be important, as they are all in this river looking. Mithra gonna find the stun. Medeo, though, looking for Grasping Roots, is gonna land it. Is the follow-up there? Drapsical opens up, is gonna disintegrate one, and that claims the feat for Orn's Otters. They now have a numbers advantage, but you have a bunch of good ultimates available. One final spark or spray and pray could be enough, but instead, Skittles is gonna face check, doing a lot of damage. Kha'Zix will claim it, but had to flash forward. The dose very low. They don't have a pink ward for this. Now we'll find him though, using that bloom. There's a teleport arriving. They're gonna have the flank. Lots of low HP bars. This could get big. Nyla goes in, does not get through the barrier of dose though. But spray and pray only lands twice. However, Spring in his hair, gonna claim 2 kills on the back side of it, coming in with that teleport. Machine Gun trying to keep off Medeo and Rhythms, the bot lane of Orn's Otters. They want to have a say in this, but instead the first fight arriving is Skittles. Rhythms is walking forward so boldly through the entire team. Barrier goes up. Rhythms, without an ultimate, is going to go down, and a shutdown it will be.
Living for quite a long time, though, surprising. But yeah, that teleport from Spriggan was very good. Now down in CS, but with those 2 kills, definitely looking very strong in the top lane now with a whole item already.
Yeah, really, Sunfired Cape. That's the first full item completed for either team. Gonna definitely help out Spriggan, just trying to get the farm back here in the top lane. There's no teleport available, so make up some CS quick.
After that first kill into Mithra, I was not expecting Brahms Babe to pull out the win at the dragon fight there. Definitely did not look good for them for the first minute of that fight. But they danced around long enough for Spring to teleport in and take out 2 and turn the fight.
There you can see the power of Nyla versus this Twitch. As soon as the dose uses spray and pray on Twitch, Nyla just gets to Jubilant Veil and then slipstream away. And now the ult is down. Rhythms is gonna have it. Drapsicles wants to try to claim Mithra, who's maybe an auto away, and there we'll finally get it.
Good luck. Ulting after the push is always a smart idea.
Oh, and ulting to try to find something, but third person just sneaking around the Nature's Grasp there from Maokai. Kha'Zix does see him. They gotta be a little careful. Is there gonna be a 2v2? They want these grubs, but overall it is Brahms babes with the numbers here. They know about this. They're moving on now. Mithra has the flank flashing forward. That is going to be the unstoppable force going through third person. No, buying time with that divine judgment for Kha'Zix. Having the help of the Void Grubs, but it's just not enough. They'll come out on top with 2 kills.
Looks like that early gank to get Malphite to kill definitely is paying off with the early game advantage over a Kale, who definitely is not going to be very powerful even with a kill. This early game only level what, 8 or 9 maybe? Yeah, it looks like level 9 or 8.
9 for Mithra, 8 for Skittles, 8 for Rhythms, 9 for third person, level 9 for Spriggan.
Okay, so 2 levels away from when Kale can actually start really impacting the team fight.
Ooh, snare lands. Oh, and layering it with a teleport, but Mithra has arrived. Does find the stun. Gonna follow it up. You need one more auto. Is anyone gonna be able to deliver? And the Dose will take it with that long range spray and pray. I did not think that teleport was gonna arrive in time, but it got there. Great use of that ability to flank.
Now question for you. Do you know if when Twitch ults, does Neela putting a fight?
Oh, Mithra just getting another solo kill here, going up 2, finishing up that Luden's companion. It's not enough. What is your question?
When Twitch ults and then Nyla does her spinny thing, does her protecting her ally also block the Twitch ult AoEs?
Yeah, it sure. Yeah, Jubilant Veil is the ability name, and it sure does. Yeah, you completely nullify Twitch's ult, which is why this is actually an incredibly lopsided matchup. I actually looked up the statistic before the game. Twitch only wins 42% of the time into Nyla. It's actually very, very hard to play.
I see. My go-tos into Twitch have always been Samira, because the second he comes out of stealth, you just all in him before he can all in you, and you can usually kill him if you're about even. But because I'm not much of a Nyla player,
Looks like Rhythm did, but unfortunately, Medeo, the support, finding the brunt of this. Skittles had started this up, and there's just too much CC. Nyla cannot get in. So all the members of Brahms Babes are alive. Hunting Giraffesicles. Vel'Koz, are you going to be able to get away? Blues. Trinket. Use. Getting the vision. Following through with that twisted advance. And now Dragon will be claimed. The second for Brahms Babes. And now this is going to be the third one for the feet here, if they can get it. It looks like they will. So the feats are now tied 1-1, which means that the turret will be the tiebreaker.
Now,
Go ahead.
on my teams, whenever this happens, I always, as either wherever I am, I try and drop prio wherever I am. If my tower's not too low, and just all in one tower, so I'll be like mid laner, just charge bot, try and get that, and hopefully we get it before the enemy gets too much, like anywhere else. But that's always what I try and do, just try and force a tower take.
Yeah, I think that would be smart here. Oh, going to go into the bot lane. Spray and spray used. Medeo getting very low. Rhythms looking. Oh, and in fact, we'll go down to the collector. Rhythms was looking for the counter engage. Had so much damage to follow that up. Scores the kill onto Twitch. And Machine Gun trying to kite this out as Lux. Can you do it? You get it! And it's the minions that claim the 2 for 2.
The Syndra in the mid is doing quite well. Definitely a good look, and
you immediately you curse to the sad mummy there. As soon as you comment on this, Mithra going down, buffering that Vanish toss. We're looking at a tower take though. Skittles arrived in the bot lane right after these two. I don't think they're going to be able to stop it, so this is going to be the feat arriving in time. Brahms Babes will claim it. And here we are. We're at past 14 minutes, and the bot lane of Brahms Babes is now in the mid lane. They have been so good in this position all night. We'll see if it continues.
That's the third feats claimed for Brahms Babes tonight. Every single time they've got the tier 3 boost upgrade. But if I'm on Orange Otters, I'm just saying we have a good team comp. We have good. Why is it wrong?
Wow,
Traded
Lux,
supports,
yeah, that was
okay.
a good 1-for-1 there, as right away you can see they're trying to execute that game plan of use their mid lane, push out there, and then start hunting kills. And Twitch now, oh, dodging the Vel'Koz, all but that final little Void Rift.
They're down about 2k gold, but they do have a Kale, so they're definitely nowhere close to out. Especially with a good team comp. The team fights.
And
very
Nyla
strong.
scales very well. There's lots of opportunities, but you know, Kale 1v3 is pretty tough, even though there's a tower there. Not even enough time to ultimate herself. Third person, he goes down. Now, oh, Rhythm splashing forward onto 2. Trying to 1v2 this out. The Dose using barrier, buying time. Final Spark goes through, and they both survive, not being taken by Nyla there. My goodness, that was an aggressive look for Rhythms. Knew it was 1v2, but went for it anyway.
Not very close though. Definitely tell that he's stronger than the Twitch alone. Seeing if he's stronger than both of them. Seems like
Nick following through. It was Malphite that thought that they had the pick. Teleports going all over the map. One shooting to the top river. Another one here now on to the tower. But all told, these teams are just retreating, except for Skittles. He does have that berry to use. Third person wants to try and find more flashes forward. Does not find the slow with Radiant Blast though, so Skittles is able to just walk on out. Machine Gun will get a snare. Final Spark lands, but the damage completely denied from that Divine Judgment. Auto attacks are coming out. Machine Gun now forced to flash. There's nothing left though. Mithra's here getting zoned by these pesky plants. Wow, a whole lot of committed there, and only one, and no kills.
everyone leaving at low health. Green, you know. The fight's not worth it anymore.
Oh, here's a 1v1 though. Cannot ever really leave this Twitch alone. Oh, Spray and Pray opens up. Jubilant Veil is not available. And look at that, as the Dose kites out that Nyla who thought they could get back in there, but ends up getting collected right as Jubilant Veil comes back off cooldown. Huge 1v1 win there. That should be favored for Nyla. So well played by the Dose to space that Nyla out.
So it does look like this Malphite did go 2 armor items into and magic boots, or MR boots, I suppose. So that they're definitely looking scary into the Nile. But contesting Kale on Sideways is definitely going to be a lot harder.
It's here. Rapsicle falls early. Now it's a 1v4. Third person suddenly is on the flank. Using that Radiant or Divine Judgment to try to buy some time.
30.
But not enough. Maokai gets the dragon. Now it's just a cleanup fight. They just have so much CC for the spot lane duo. Cannot get anything going, and 3 kills end up trickling over to Twitch. And now they get a start up Otacon here.
It was funny watching the Otacon attack Bronze Babe while they're trying to fight the dragon as well. This thing definitely has a lot of range in which it can travel outside its circle.
Oh, Spriggan makes a little oopsie. Skittles going low. They did not bring Twitch over, ultimately not being needed, and Twitch will immediately lose the passive there. What is that? Not, what is the buff called here that they have now? False life. False life.
And they recently changed it to 200 gold per false life taken.
Oh,
and,
I did not know that. Okay.
Yes, and also, luckily for Spriggan, you still get false life even if you died right before it was killed. So people spawn with it. Unlike, say, Baron buff or Elf.
Very curious what they're going to do with this false life. Spray and spray. Use Jurassical flashing just to try to not give another kill into this Twitch, but it'll land anyway. But the Twitch goes godlike, and they are on this Rift Herald trying to take it off the table before Baron spawns.
This is the first Ravenous hype, or Ravenous Otacon, I believe, tonight. The one that's not the flowers.
Yeah, and I love to see this one because you can do so much with it. Like, I love just calling my whole team. It's like, okay, we tower dive now. Like, this, there's no bad team fight. Let's take it. However, they don't have a lot of time left to actually do something with this. So we'll see how they play this out.
Could be a case where you might have wanted to wait for Baron to be a little closer to spawning so you can force the fight around Baron. But they're far enough ahead that they definitely could be confident enough that they don't need the false life for a Baron fight.
Both these teams just kind of starting to dance here. I think they are. Orange Otter is more than happy to wait out this false life buff. Just about gone. Rift Herald summon. They're going to steer it into the first one. As the buff comes out, they do have numbers kind of swarming. It's 3-on-2 up in the top lane. Skittles and Spriggan playing too safe. Can Kha'Zix find an entry? Will not. So overall, one clean turret just taken, and they'll move away.
The buff is off now, so they can. They're gonna have to be a little more worried when fighting.
Third person flashes away as Nature's Grasp comes down from this Maokai. Not available now for Baron, but will go on to Kha'Zix. Dosto finds Medeo on the side. Gets a kill. Has lost a lot of HP. Flashes the entry though. Now third person, you see the power of this combination. Just no damage to Kha'Zix. Thanks to that Kale, but somehow managing to run away. And we saw this already. Last time, Skittles able to get away. Can third person run him down this time? And the answer is no. Getting out, like, once again, very, very little HP. Okay, so Baron's up, but so too is Soul Point. I would not be surprised to see Brahms Babes committing to the bot side, but also a play I love in this position is to just kind of anticipate your opponent to try to take it off the table and just say, okay, fine, it's only your first dragon, let's do a Baron.
Definitely. Trading is definitely something I'm trying to get better calling myself. And yeah, having a Baron buff with this much long range poke between a Twitch and a Syndra Lux definitely makes trying to stave off a Baron push a lot harder if you're just getting pelted by spells over and over.
Oh, the dose well behind the front lines here, looking for a flank. Not gonna find it. Honestly, super risky if you do get spotted. I can see a teleport. Where's it gonna go? Kale's arriving to the fight. They have all 5 members. They're moving in here, but look who is top. Spriggan is gonna open up. They don't even have to necessarily take this, as one has already been claimed. They even up the numbers. Nature's Grass going in. Rhythms is a little bit isolated, but they're not gonna go for that. Spriggan comes in for the TP. It's a 4v4 here now. Kha'Zix turns. There's no... Oh, there is a Divine Judgment available, but ends up trading his life for the carries. Rhythm now in the back line trying to find something, but there's just not enough burst with Apotheosis here. Now they're opening up. The Dose is still alive. That means their carry is just going to be able to wail away on the tanks of Orange Otters. And eventually they win this fight. Only Medeo gets away, and this is going to be sole claim for Brahms Babes here, unless Medeo can find a miracle.
Definitely very good target selection by Spriggan, just seeing the 180 champ and as a full armor Malphite, just sticking on them the entire time, whittling them down. Definitely helped out with getting the kill later on. And they seems like they knew that the Nila used all their spells onto the Syndra earlier, so they couldn't really do anything after the Malphite got on top of them.
Yeah, this really is opening up. Now you have the Soul. You have a 5k gold lead. If you're Orange Otter, you gotta try and scale, but look at that, the vision too strong for Brahms Babes, and one thing a support Lux can do is take you out of the game if you get caught. One already picked. Girafsical now not on the most mobile of champs. Looks like Vel'Koz is going to go down. That is 2 members picked. They got to start Baron here. Oh, the Dose goes for a pick on a 3rd person and claims that as well. Everything toppling Brahms Babes' way here.
Do you think they just call for an end, or do you think they just go Baron?
I think it looks like they're a little confused as to what they want to go for. I personally would go Baron here, but absolutely you can try to just go for it right now. They do have everyone except Lux here. It's a lot harder because the wave clearance is going to be much more solid. Skittle finding himself under turret. And Maokai goes down. Rhythm trying to turn, getting onto that Twitch, but immediately goes down. He doesn't quite have the burst. So Dose living with just a sliver of HP below 100 there.
Ooh. Desire fishing for the...
Yeah, the great push to bring kind of 2 waves of minions, but everyone's up now, so unfortunately they went for it, could not get the full tower break, but they still have the chance of resetting and doing this Baron if they wanted.
Yeah, they're quite a comfortable amount ahead on gold, so fighting with blue buff.
Man, 1 finding and you just die. You cannot live. You cannot hope to live. Oh, and you also cannot forget the enemy has a Twitch. So if you are an AP carry, if you do not have an ult to save you, you just die. This is what makes Twitch so scary right now.
You see all these red boards being purchased by team of Orange Otter to try and counter this Twitch.
Spark used for damage. They've completely pushed off. So this time they get the 2 picks to decide, okay, we will turn on the Baron. They grab it. Let's see how they use it. They will all reset, or look to reset. I love resetting together as a team here. Get on that same tempo. Don't waste a second of this Baron. Go back to base, immediately get on there, and plan to just hang out on the map until it goes away.
Definitely been
Definitely.
pushed a little harder. The game's gone over 30 minutes, unlike the last two. But now they have Baron. Do they just close it out as like the last two they did?
True. It is a Baron and a 10k gold advantage, so I'd look for Brahms Babes to take literally anything. And they find Spriggan teleporting to the back line. Unstoppable on force. Only finds one, but Kale is the target. Kale's been down. Nature's Grasp just comes up short, but it's just not enough as Rascal gets caught. They're on the full retreat here. Rhythms is alive, but look at how far Skittles in from the rest of the team. And just gonna walk away. They are all pushing, and we've seen Brahms Babe do this in both of their games so far. They have members, and they are willing to try to siege this one out. They're on the Nexus turrets. Final Spark goes wide. Medeo's still alive. Skittles starting to dive, though. There's Rhythm, looking for an attempt. Going golden, though. Mithra stays alive, stymies the engage, and that means that all eyes are on these Nexus cannons.
Good try by Nyla there, but it's so hard to fight with both of the carries having a GA and a Zanya's respectively.
They have 4 up. Instead of, they've got their switch to the top lane. Bringing reinforcements, doesn't have a lot of HP. Now they're looking for it yet again. Spriggan in the back line, another unstoppable force. They do find Mithra though. Spray and pray on the Nexus. This is gonna end it. Yes, it is. Game 3. Brahms Babes goes 3-0.
Great look for first week for a couple of these players like Nameless and Mithra. First week this season.
Yeah, getting a great sub there coming in for Mithra, having a great night, and then yes, the dose R5 the dose on that Twitch playing very well, putting down a ton of kills, ton of damage. What a great 3-0.
Yeah, very well played. Great draft by Brahms Babes. This entire night. The Twitch and the Mel definitely worked out. Great sustained damage from both of those champs.
Yeah, they played around. I was nervous that Nyla would just have too good of a matchup into Twitch for Brahms Babes to handle, but they played around it as a team so well, just putting a ton of CC focus into that Nyla, making sure that even though Rhythms was kind of finding that rhythm early, it did not matter, and they were able to just stop it. So really great team play by Brahms Babes all night. Well, that wraps up this week of CMSA. What are we at now? We just we'll be looking at Ruby next week, and then Topaz after that.
This marks the halfway point through
Really?
our season 16 already. It does not feel like it.
Oh my goodness,
but
halfway point already. That means invitationals are right around the corner, right?
It does. It means I need to start working on some forms for people to fill out.
Well, I'm glad you were able to take a night off of your administrative duties and your playing duties and join me on stream tonight. It was really a great evening and a fun series of games.
Yeah, definitely. Casting was a lot of fun. Was definitely worried about it last season, but this season I was like, I feel confident this time to, be able to talk about the players now that I've been playing with them for a good amount of time.
it was so nice having your insight on all the players. I think that's what I like about this format this season, trying to have as many guest casters on as possible that really know the players and get to play with them. So you're such a great asset. So thanks for hanging out on the broadcast with us.
Yeah, for sure. And don't forget everyone to come back next week to see Ruby. And there's also streams throughout the week from different leagues. You definitely should check those out. Bunch of fun people, some of the same people actually playing those.
That's what's so great about it. There's leagues for everyone. You don't have to stick to just the best league. You can branch out on some of the other second best leagues as well. I'm sure they'd love to
Sure.
have you. Well, that's going to wrap up for this evening. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and we will see you throughout the week at CMSA. Don't be a stranger. Be kind to one another.